Here we are inside the Elddis Xplore 422. If I firstly move to the main control panel just here, we can turn the master switch on. Once we turn the master switch on, it will then give us a voltage of the leisure battery. We can turn the awning light on and off on this switch here. Turn the water pump on. Water pump needs to be on for you to be able to get water out of your taps and fill the boiler up if it's been drained whenever the pump is in operation. So if we just open a tap up, when the pump is running, the red light will come on to let you know it's in operation. Lights just here, so this will just do the top lights in the roof of the caravan. All the other lights are then individually turned on and off on their own switches. You will find a little device just here. If the alarm is going off and you're trying to turn it off on the fobs and it's not working due to maybe the battery in the fob being too low, what you can do is, if I just get the keys, is use this little device here, and we can just plug it in and it will then disarm the alarm. Beneath the main control panel, we then have the whale control panel for the heating and the hot water. If we start with the water heater, you'll see it's off, and as I press the button it goes over a series of icons until eventually ending back up at off. If we start with the first one, we have a single wavy line. Wavy lines represent mains supply, so we're now running the boiler on mains electricity using about 1 kilowatt. Two wavy lines, 2 kilowatts, so just dependent on the amperage of the site that you're on. If we don't have any mains, we can run on gas, and if we have both available to us, we can run in dual fuel, so we can run on a mixture of mains and gas at 1 kilowatt and a mixture of gas and mains at 2 kilowatts. This is extremely handy if it's a winter month or if you just want hot water extremely quickly. Whenever the unit is consuming gas, a flame will appear where my finger is here to let you know. Next, we have heating. And again, as I press the buttons, it will go over a series of icons until it eventually ends up back at off. So we have off, we have main supply using 500 watts, main supply using 1 kilowatt, and then main supply using 2 kilowatts, and then gas. We control the temperature on the plus and the minus just here. Whale recommend dropping it right the way down here to the moon for night mode if you need your heating on whilst you're sleeping, and the little snowflake here will just be the circulation fan without any heat. If there's a problem with the units in any shape or form, you will get red exclamation marks just appear. If a red exclamation mark appears for the water heater, what you do is you just press the water heater button and then a series of these little red lights will illuminate, and the same with the heating if there's a problem. If you then look in the manual, depending on how many you have, will be the fault code. If you rectify the problem, you will then need to reset the control panel, and the way you do that is by holding this button in and then pressing the plus button at the same time for the water heater, and hold this one and the plus button for the heating. Next, we have the location of the consumer unit. So that is just here. So we have all the individual MCBs all running along here, all labelled up. And then we have the master switch just here and the test button. And then we have all the 12 volt fuses all labelled up just here. So if anything's not working on mains or 12 volt, this is your first port of call to see if anything's either tripped or blown. If we now remove the cushions from this bench seat, we can then see the location of the whale boiler itself. So it's just located right up in the front corner just here. To drain the boiler down for winterization, all we need to do is just come to this yellow lever here. You'll see it's flapped over in the closed position at the moment. All we need to do to drain the boiler down for travel or winterization is flap it up. Make sure that the water pump is turned off, and it will then drain all the water out of the boiler. To refill the boiler, all we need to do is flap it back over, fill up the aqua roll, drop the submersible in, and then turn the water pump back on again. I do always suggest, especially if you are fully winterizing the caravan, that you then, once you've drained off this, open up all the taps in the caravan. It will then release any airlocks and aid in draining. And also, if there was a harsh frost to occur and the pipes start to freeze, what we hope will happen is the water will be forced out the end of the taps into an icicle, instead of freezing and expanding the pipes and splitting them. Down here we have the gas isolation tap for the boiler itself. It's in the on position and it can always stay like that. I always say, smell gas in the van, go to the source and turn the gas bottle off. We then have the box for the alarm itself, the back of the consumer unit. The battery charger is also housed in here, the back of the battery box, and the main 12 volt fuse just here. If for any reason the space heater errors and you can't clear that error code down on the control panel, what you can do is come to this point here, and you can see this little red button just here, and you can press this a few times and it will hard reset the space heater. The boiler has exactly the same as well. So just tucked there by the multi-plug, you can see the red hard reset button, and again you can hard reset the boiler. Next we have the location of the television aerial. So to use this, undo the collar, then raise the mast up and get it into the position you require, and then lock it into place. Currently sitting in the horizontal position.